Do you remember your first title?
Yeah, I won it in New York. I had to beat Ray Bluth for a title.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was very difficult because we had teams at that time. Don Carter was on my right and Lillard was on my right. Ray Bluth was I was on the same pair, and it was legal to do this because in those days, as all the money went into the team pot, so your teammates would try to help you win. So every time I got up there,
That's nice.
one of those guys was kind of up there trying to throw my rhythm off. But that's part of the game. We did the same thing whenever
Yeah.
one of our guys was up
Yeah.
there. But they didn't throw my rhythm off. I'm too stubborn. So I just went over and whipped them.
That's awesome. What year?
Phew, 19 what? What the heck? It's hard to remember that far back. It had to be 40 years ago at least.
Crazy. That's
Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're still competing today?
I actually bowled professionally when I was 19.
Wow.
That's what, 59 years?
Yeah.
No, 69 years. No, 59 years.
Do you remember a story from the PBA? It could be then, it could be now. Something really interesting that you remember on tour? Because I'm sure there's a lot of funny things that happened when you were on tour.
Oh yeah. I crossed with a guy in Tucson, Arizona. Me and Ray Bluth crossed with this guy from Beulah, Michigan. And in those days, we had telescores. We didn't have the computers
Yeah,
like
you wrote with the.
and we wrote with the yellow pencil.
Yep.
So this guy, unbeknownst to me, I go to Beulah, Michigan, and I'm bowling an exhibition at that time for a company. And the guy says to me, so-and-so, this guy's name, say like it was John. John said, boy, you and Ray Bluth are really tough. I said, what are you talking about? You guys averaged 247 and John averaged 230. He didn't even come close. I said, what? He says, well, he showed us that he went in the PBA office, stole the telescores, took all the
Seriously?
scores out, and put 247 for me and 246 for Ray Bluth and 233 for him.
As a joke?
No, and he told his sponsor, that's how come I didn't win any money. We had some characters.
Did he not think he was going to get caught?
Oh, well, how many guys are going to Beulah, Michigan?
Wow, that is.
That's a small town.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? I said, the guy both good. What am I going to say? We killed him. He averaged about 165.
Yeah. Some crazy bowlers out there.
Oh, yeah, well, that's fun. You know,
Yeah.
those kind of things, you laugh them off. You don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
So I told our Facebook friends that I was going to interview you, and I asked them what they wanted to know from you. So the first question from John Hartman, he said, what was it like to bowl in the era of non-hooking balls?
Well, actually, there was never an area of non-hooking. I used to hook a rubber ball that big.
Okay.
So, and most guys hooked it that big, and that's what separated me and Lillard and guys like that from other players, because they would go into the pocket so flat they'd leave a 5, 7, 8, 10, where me and Lillard could blow the rack in
Yeah.
those days. And Don Carter was another guy that could, even though he didn't throw it as big a hook, his ball for whatever reason carried. And Weber had a release like this, and the ball revolved that way. And now at one time, Weber threw one of the biggest hooks when I first saw him as a kid. Then when he went to St. Louis, they cut his hook down because they were playing those tracks in the
Right.
lanes. So, but Weber was a big hooking bowler at the time because I was one of the big hooking guys, and I heard about this guy Weber. I said, I got to see what this fast gun looks like. And he threw as big a hook as I did, but he threw it a little slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question is from Dustin Trejo. What's your favorite food?
Italian food. What else is
Of
new?
course.
And
Salvino.
I think I like gnocchis, things like that,
Yeah.
pasta, raviolis. But you got to watch.
Yeah, gotta do extra push-ups,
Sit-ups too.
sit-ups.
That's one of my weaknesses. We've got a guy on the tour named Ron Moore.
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah, the senior tour.
Yeah. He does 300 sit-ups in an hour and does push-ups within an hour. He does about 150 of those. This guy
He's
is
fit too. I bowled
fit.
next to him this week.
Man, my stomach hurt when I heard it.
That's
Tell you, no, we
Brett-
got some tough guys out there.
Brad Christie wants to know, what do you feel the next 10 years of bowling will bring?
Well, first of all, we've got to start getting more respect for today's bowler. The problem is that you go to an event where other other athletes, and I've been into banquets and all that, and we bowlers can sit on the daises, and we don't get the recognition that the other guys do because they're making $1 million and we're making thousands. So
What can we do?
until the proprietors and the USBC get behind bowling and help the PBA and the general public help out the PBA a little bit and make some money for these guys, they're never going to get the recognition because the American people like people that make money.
Yeah, and you saw the tour when it was really profitable.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
When it was on ABC.
Right. We
And-
mid good money then,
Yeah.
especially at that time, like I said.
What's
Tom
missing
Carter.
now? I mean, why then not now?
Well, we didn't keep promoting the sport as a sport like we should have when we were at the top. We were ahead of golf. I was making more money than the golfers. In 1963, I think I made about $70,000. And we made more money than the golfers at that time. And the baseball players used to hang around with us. Now everything is switched around
Yeah.
because they're making the money we're not.
Yeah.
And it's
Hopefully
sad.
it'll turn around, right?
It's sad for me to see that because I've been out here all my life. I'm trying to help the young guys on the tour. I try to explain to people what they're doing. I'm like I said, I'm like an ambassador for the PBA. And it just saddens me to see these guys, as great of athletes as they are, and as smart as they and as skillful as they have to be to make that kind of money.
I know.
Sad. It really is sad.
But there's hope. You know, we just need to all come together
Oh,
as
yeah,
an
yeah.
industry
Well,
and
you know,
work towards it.
Sometimes you got to go to the bottom before you can get to
That's
the top.
right. It's a good lesson. Denise Tenure wants to know, what is your message to the youth bowlers of today?
The youth bowlers, to me, the first thing you want to do is don't get misled sometimes by what you hear other people say. For example, you've heard our announcers sometimes say the guy's lofting the ball. Loft is an up and down. He's projecting the ball. He's parallel to the lane. Do not loft the ball. You're going to cause damage to the lanes. The proprietor's going to have a problem with that. Your skill level is not going to be good because when you loft the ball, if it hits the lane with some rotation, if it's dry, it hooks early. If it's oily, it skids. So project the ball, then you have a path. That's one thing. Learn to focus, have fun. Now, that's something that kids should do. Don't get so crazy. Give yourself time to learn. Learn the sport, enjoy the sport so that you love the sport so you have a long lifespan. If you're going to go out there and then every time you don't throw a strike, you're going to get aggravated, get an ulcer, get a heart attack, then this is not for bowling. If you never become a pro, it's not important. You can get a job. Bowling leagues. You meet nice people in leagues. You socialize. You may make a buddy. You may meet your wife in a league. I've met my wife in a league, so you never know. Bowling is the best sport in the world to meet people.
Yeah.
And it's another thing. For bowling, you can bowl from 4 years old to 104. You can't play golf at 4. They won't let you on the course. Name me a sport where the grandson can be on the same lane, the son, the father, and the grandfather, and the mothers and so forth, could all be on the same course. You can't do that in golf. You can't do that in baseball. Can't do that in football. Can't do it in tennis. Only bowling, all those 4 people could be on the lane and compete and have some fun. Sometimes a grandpa like me is a little tough. I told my grandson, don't quit your day job. You're going to be bowling me, brother. You may need to work for 2 of us.
You are an ambassador for our sport.
You got to. I'm
Yeah.
serious. Think about what I said.
No, I know, and I love your passion. I love after all these years, you
Oh,
still
yeah.
love it and deep in
I'm
your
out
heart.
here watching now.
I know you are, and it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's okay. If I could learn a little more, save myself a little more aggravation. I don't want to shoot 270, then put the lights on me and I'm disappearing.
270. I saw that, and the scores went up, and I was like, wow, Carmen came to bowl. All right, last question from our Facebook friends. Tina Saylor wants to know, why did you choose bowling over any other sport?
Well, see, I was very fortunate with my physique. I could have been a swimmer. I could have been a baseball player. I could have been a basketball player at that time because I'm 6'2". They didn't have these giants that they got today.
Yeah.
But so I could have been in any of those sports, but I was a pin boy.
Yeah.
I started as a pin boy. I didn't have any money, so they allowed me to bowl after I set pins. So I learned to bowl in stocking and feet. I didn't even have both. They wouldn't even give us shoes. So I learned balance. I mean, you would try to bowl your stocking and feet, slide, and still throw that ball. So then we pin boys used to set for each other, so it didn't cost me any money to learn bowling. I didn't have to buy equipment. I had house balls. My mother and father didn't have any money, so I didn't have baseball gloves. I didn't have golf clubs. I didn't have other sports. So I loved what I was doing. I got hooked on bowling, and I stayed in the bowling. That's the best thing I ever do. At 78, I wouldn't be playing baseball.
That's true.
I'd be in the stands, but not on the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
Now just think about how exciting it is for me at 78 to be out there with these young,
It's amazing.
every generation. Do you think one of the greatest ball players like Reggie Jackson wouldn't love to be in the Yankee Stadium, get one more shot at bat? I just bowled with a whole new generation. It could be my grandchildren. And I got an opportunity to be in the same locker room and go rub elbows
And
with them.
you know what?
You can't buy that.
These guys feel the same way about you.
You can't
when
buy
I see
that.
you bowl, we're all inspired.
You know,
We're inspired because you're right. We can do this for a long time.
just
This-
keep yourself in shape.
That's
That's
right.
it. Just
That's-
stay
it's
and
so
go out there
inspiring.
and learn. Just keep learning.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
You
Knowledge.
You're one of my favorite people
Well,
of all
thank you.
time.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have anything else for our fans at home?
Yeah, like I said, go out, enjoy the sport. You're in the best sport of the world. You can bowl with your wife. You can bowl with your kids. You can bowl with your friends. You can bowl with people you hate. It don't make any difference.
But you don't want to do that.
Oh,
But
if they want to bowl you for money and you can win a few bucks,
Yes.
fine. Let them buy you dinner.
Well, on behalf
Just
of
have fun.
everybody in IABTV land, thank you so much for sitting down
Thank
with
you.
me. You are awesome. And I have one more request.
Okay.
So you were telling us how fit you are and how you can do these crazy push-ups, and I'd like to see some, and I'm sure everybody at home would.
Well,
So
it'd be kind of tough, but
let's
I'll try to
it.
do
No,
a
there's
few.
plenty of room here.
No, it's not that. It's the hardness of the floor.
Oh, okay. Well,
See,
don't
but
hurt yourself.
I'll do a couple, but I won't do a lot.
No. I just want to see one.
Okay, all right. See, what you have to do is put your wrists like this.
Okay.
See, you have to do this.
Okay.
See that?
Oh my goodness. Carmen Salvino, everybody.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
See that? That's the thing you have to do. Now,
You're-
that's not easy because the floor is kind of
No,
hard.
No, but I don't even think I could do that.
Okay.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks everybody for
Take care,
watching.
babe.